When thieves try to steal and instantly regret it. Sometimes crime backfires in the craziest ways possible, making the criminals learn their lessons swiftly. That was the case for these thieves, who thought they were unstoppable until reality hit them hard. From robbers getting out-robbed by their own targets to thieves losing their getaway vehicle to their intended victims, you won't believe the things that happen when thieves bite off more than they can chew and instantly regret their actions.
First, we'll learn what happens when unsuspecting bystanders are less innocent than they seem. In this case, two men standing by a car became the targets of a mugget. A bike carrying two thieves zoomed past, then turned around. The passenger hopped off, trying to intimidate the men into handing over their valuables. But what the thieves didn't know was that one of their intended victims was armed. In an unexpected turn, the tables were flipped. The would-be victim pulled out a weapon and turned the situation around, robbing the robbers instead. As the passenger was disarmed, the other guy saw an opportunity and yanked the driver off the bike. He hopped on, with his buddy jumping quickly on the back. In an ironic twist of fate, the robbers were left empty-handed as the two men took off on the thieves' bike. The would-be victims turned the tables with a gun, but the next story features a hero who used something even more unexpected. In July 2017, Ryan Flores walked into a Starbucks in Fresno, California, armed with a knife and a fake gun, hoping for an easy robbery. He confidently waved his weapons around, demanding cash from terrified employees. Everything seemed to be going his way until 58-year-old customer Craig Jerry decided to take matters into his own hands. Jerry calmly observed the situation from his seat, and when the moment was right, he grabbed a metal chair and struck Flores from behind. The blow knocked the would-be robber off balance, sparking a struggle between the two. Flores managed to stab Jerry several times, but Jerry fought back, wresting the knife from Flores's hand. Despite his injuries, Jerry subdued Flores, who was disarmed and desperately tried to flee. The incident, captured on surveillance cameras, quickly went viral, and Jerry, who survived the encounter, was hailed as a hero for his bravery. Flores was later arrested and sentenced to 4 years in prison. In a twist, Flores attempted to sue Jerry for using excessive force, sparking a heated public debate. If you thought a metal chair was an unusual way to stop a crime, just wait until you see the even more unexpected method used next. These two thieves thought they were living the high life, dressing in black and attempting a robbery straight out of an action movie. They scrambled to load their getaway car with unidentified stolen goods from a store. However, things quickly spiraled out of control. Their getaway driver panicked, hitting the gas just as a truck came barreling down the street, nearly flattening the thieves. The robbers dove out of the way, but the truck driver wasn't finished. He went after their fleeing car, determined to stop the crime in its tracks. Desperate, the thieves tried to grab their loot from the middle of the road, but it was no use. The truck came back for a second round, completely shattering their hopes of a clean getaway. Defeated, the thieves likely went home, accepting that they would never get what they came for. Surviving a truck is tough, but the next robbers saw their smoothly planned heist fall apart in the blink of an eye, when a worker did something genius. Two thieves entered a shop with their faces half covered, feeling confident about their plan. They locked the door and dragged the shop worker by his collar, demanding to know what the valuables were. What they didn't know was that the worker had a different plan up his sleeve. Seizing the perfect moment, the worker slipped out through the back door into the travel agency next door. Meanwhile, a quick-thinking bystander saw the opportunity and locked the security gate, trapping the thieves inside the shop. As the drama unfolded and people began filming, the robbers panicked. They grabbed a wrench and smashed a window trying to escape, but it was too late. The police arrived just in time to arrest them, leaving the thieves with nothing but broken glass and handcuffs. But they made it out relatively unscathed, whereas in the next robbery, it takes a much darker turn. In 2017, two men attempted a robbery at a convenience store in Goiás, Brazil, but things quickly went sideways. The two suspects walked into the store acting like ordinary customers. Surveillance footage shows them trying to blend in, though one of them, wearing a helmet, looked a bit suspicious. His partner, in a green shirt, started glancing around nervously, giving off clear signs that something was about to go down. Suddenly, one of the robbers pulled out a weapon and pointed it at an unsuspecting customer. What they didn't expect was the store owner to react so fast. Without hesitation, the owner drew his own gun and opened fire. A shootout followed, with the robbers scrambling to escape while firing back. Both suspects were critically injured during the shootout and later died from their injuries. The store owner, who surrendered to the police after the incident, was released shortly after, with authorities ruling that he acted in self-defense. While that heist ended in tragedy, the next one shows what happens when a real-life superhero is present to prevent disaster. In October 2021, a quiet afternoon at a convenience store in Yuma, Arizona took a sudden and dangerous turn. 3 masked men burst through the door, one of them holding a handgun which he pointed at the cashier. The atmosphere instantly filled with tension as they demanded money. But what the robbers didn't know was that Marine veteran James Kilzer was standing at the counter. Without hesitation, Kilzer sprang into action. He lunged at the armed man, disarming him with a swift and decisive move. In mere seconds, Kilzer had the robber pinned to the ground, while the other 2 suspects, realizing they'd picked the wrong store, fled the scene. The entire incident was caught on surveillance cameras, and footage of Kilzer's calm and fearless reaction quickly went viral. Local authorities praised him for his quick thinking, awarding him the Citizen's Valor Award. Kilzer, ever humble, downplayed his actions, insisting that his military training had simply prepared him to act when needed. Courage isn't reserved for Marines. The next hero proves that anyone can make a difference when it matters most.
Outside a supermarket, an 87-year-old woman had her purse snatched by a would-be thief. As the thief ran, a quick-thinking Good Samaritan sprang into action. Without a moment's hesitation, he sprinted after the purse snatcher, tackled him to the ground, and held him there until the police arrived. The thief, of course, was charged with robbery, but the real hero of the day was the Good Samaritan, who's now being recognized for his bravery. The best part, the elderly woman was so grateful for the man's help that she made dinner plans with her hero. If tackling a purse snatcher was impressive, just wait until you see how one clerk outsmarts 2 armed thieves in his store. Many armed robbers expect an easy score, especially when they walk into a store late at night. But that wasn't the case for 2 would-be thieves in Calgary, Canada on August 17, 2017. Just before 5 in the morning, these robbers stormed into a convenience store, armed with a pickaxe and a tire iron, thinking they'd have no trouble taking what they wanted. What they didn't count on was the brave store clerk. He didn't give in without a fight and managed to take on both of the robbers single-handedly. In the middle of the struggle, the quick-thinking clerk ran out of the store and locked the door behind him, trapping the robbers. It took a while for the 2 to realize the door was made of glass and could be broken, but by the time they figured it out, the police were already on their way, leaving them with nowhere to run. They proved that looks can be deceiving, but the next criminal finds out that sometimes when someone has a certain look, you should take it as a warning.